You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio on ESPN Radio 1700. Now, live in studio, local and national real estate expert and consumer advocate, Ron Siegel.
And hello again. Welcome to Ron Siegel Radio. This is the show with no real boundaries. As we discuss current events, financial markets, politics, sports, even poking fun at the rest of the media. This is the show that connects the dots of confusion delivered by conflicting media reports. We connect the dots so you know the actions you can take, how your family, your business can benefit from current events. Most of all, thank you for joining me. Within every market, well, we're not going to even say that. I'm going to go to the other end here. Before we get to our intriguing content today, please join me in welcoming our featured guest. Lisa Lewis is in the house. Welcome.
Good morning. Glad
to have you with us. And let me remind you, if you ever have any home or finance related questions, I am the consumer advocate looking out for you, and you can reach out to me directly at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Just remember, that's the number you call anytime for assistance. When you call that number, it comes directly to me first. There are no operators standing by. I am it.
Quiet, numbskulls, I'm broadcasting.
Well, I do have a great team. When it comes to developing a financing plan or plan to save you money, I personally work with you. Even if you don't have any needs today, save this number in your phone for future reference, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Gotta have something to celebrate today, and of course, you know me, I'm always celebrating, and it almost always includes food. So we start the day off celebrating National Clam Chowder Day. You gotta love that one. I don't know, aren't the restaurants usually serving clam chowder on Fridays? Maybe, well, I guess we'll have National Clam Chowder Day today, and maybe there'll be some clam chowder out there tomorrow. Again, you can never have too much good clam chowder. Where are you getting that good clam chowder? Tweet me that one. At Ron Siegel. Let me know where you're getting the best clam chowder around. Once you finish the clam chowder, before you start the clam chowder, you're going to probably pour yourself a nice glass of wine. Then you're going to have that clam chowder followed up with National Chocolate Covered Nut Day. Yeah, I didn't get the audio for it. Sometimes you feel like a nut if they're chocolate covered. I always feel like a chocolate covered nut. Just a little bit of personal information there. You probably didn't even want to know that. So we will celebrate. Continuing our celebration here in the State of Confusion. We can celebrate all the way to July, because in July we are going to... Can you believe the State of Confusion actually is going to reduce taxes but they're going to make us wait till July. State Board of Equalization voted yesterday 3-2. There are 2 lunatics on the state board.
You're absolutely useless.
Yeah, 3 of them, though, thank goodness, came up with the idea that we will reduce our taxes on gas by 2.2 cents per gallon. Now, right now, I believe I looked it up, we're paying, into the State of Confusion, 42.35 cents per gallon of gas, just in state taxes. And we're going to save 2.2 starting in July. Amazing. Now, we are still one of only 4 states in the union. Hard to believe it, but yes, we are only one of 4 states in the union that are still paying over $2 a gallon of gas. Now, 2 of the states you can understand. Well, maybe only one of the states you can understand. One state has boatloads of gas, although they have to ship it down here, get it refined, and I think it then goes back. That's Alaska. They're at $2.19.2 a gallon. State of Confusion, we are paying $2.30.6 a gallon. Hawaii, $2.56.4, and the state of Washington, $2.01. Only 4 states that are paying over $2 a gallon. Yes, indeed. Well, when you think about it, if we took off some of that 42 cents a gallon going to the state, we'd be in much better shape as well. South Carolina leading the country at $1.50 flat, $1.50 even on gasoline, and we're here paying $2.30 a gallon. I must admit, though, I don't know about you, I did find gas Yesterday, I was over at Costco and I paid $1.99.9. I don't know why they don't call it $2. It made sense. That 9/10 of a cent made sense when gas was 29 cents a gallon. Yeah, I know some of you don't remember gas at 29 cents a gallon, but I do remember that. Yes, I'm old. So, moving right along, we're going to move out of that area. We don't want to talk about our age any longer. Durable orders. That's the orders for products that last a long time. Orders rose 4.9% from December, above the consensus for an increase of 3%. Follows a decline of 4.6%. What that really is telling you to connect the dots, pay no attention to 1 month numbers. When you look at it, up 4.91, down 4.6 another, pretty much means there's no orders for durable goods, which correlates to the idea that the weekly jobless claims came in at 272,000 people, first-time filers for unemployment. 272,000 people filed first-time claims. Estimate was for 270,000 last week, 262,000. So obviously over 500,000 people in the last 2 weeks filing first-time unemployment. That's all because the economy is extremely strong. Just ask the president, he will tell you that. Although oil prices, $31.67 a barrel right now. The U.S. 10-year Treasury down 4 basis points at 1.71% yield. Not a good number if you're one of our seniors or if you have a parent or have a grandparent. I'm not sure if you have either of those or any of those. But they live off of that fixed income in the U.S. 10-year Treasury at 1.71. Not a good sign, but it is better than Germany at 0.14. Yeah, significantly less than the U.S. Or in Japan, where you get negative money. Put money into the 10-year in Japan, you don't get it all back. That's not a good way of living. Unbelievable there. It took us, well, let's see, the president was inaugurated late January 2009. And I have to be real careful here because I have not seen the details. So it generally scares me whenever I start to say that I agree with this president on anything. Yeah.
So I know whose ass to kick.
But in the dead of night, as this administration does many things, Attorney General Loretta Lynch discussed during a House budget hearing the Bureau of Prisons now allows Immigration and Customs Enforcement, ICE, instead of states and municipalities, the first opportunity to take illegal aliens into custody and deport them. Basically, the whole process here is sanctuary cities are coming under fire during the administration. I'd like to see the details of this before we get too excited. San Francisco, yeah, we know what's been going on up there where they just let all the illegals come in there. They give them sanctuary because they say that they're helping out, that they want them to be comfortable in reporting criminals. Now, if you're watching us on RonSiegelRadio.tv, you will see that I am scratching my head. You want a criminal to be comfortable reporting a criminal. And we're okay with that? Now, our governor, he did allow for illegals to get driver's licenses. Now, I don't get it. You know, it's amazing how people will believe what they want to believe. Here's the issue. 600,000 people got driver's licenses. They say about 400,000 of them were illegals. Does that not mean we now have a database of the illegals in California? Or at least 400,000 of them? Interesting thought process there, but I don't know why people still registered with the state of California saying, hey, I want a driver's license and I'm illegal. Interesting. You gotta wonder about that. Speaking of jokers and absolutely worthless,
You're absolutely useless.
the former misleader of the Senate, now he is the leader of the minority party, misleader of the minority party, Harry Reid in the news again, saying that Senate Majority Leader McConnell will come under political pressure to at least have hearings on any candidate the president nominates for the Supreme Court. Obviously, Senator Reid does not like the idea of leaving that in the hands of the American people. Probably afraid of what might happen if the American people have a say in what's going on. Although, if Hillary Clinton gets her voice in the mess... Yeah, well, that was just commentary from Hillary Clinton's last town hall. Yeah, we'll replay that for you. Did you understand one word she just said there? I'm just curious. You are listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate current events and the financial markets. When we come back, low real estate inventory causes home prices to accelerate. We told you that would happen. What to do a year before buying your first house? Older Americans, they are confused right now. The changes of Social Security, again done during the dead of night, hurting our seniors, affecting our seniors. Another one of those great stories. We're going to talk about all that and more. We'll talk about taking care of our seniors when we speak with Lisa when we come back. Make sure you do not go anywhere, and to get all of our information, just catch up. Call me anytime, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
In the middle of our streets, our house.
Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Ron Siegel Radio Date Night Trivia, presented by Reunion Kitchen and Drink. Friday, Ron will pose a question based on on-air conversations during the prior 7 programs. The person to post the answer according to the guest conversation will win a date night package, including a dinner gift card for Reunion Kitchen and Drink. You might even be able to say hi to Ron when you visit Reunion Kitchen and Drink.
It's not every day your home gets flooded, but when it happens, you've got the good people at Apris on your side. With over 25 years of construction and insurance experience, they can turn any disaster around, making your home good as new. For 24/7 support, call 844-GO-APRIS or find us on the web at www.apris.me. Day, night, rain, or shine, when it happens to you, you know what to do. Go Apris. Remember, call 844-GO-APRIS. That's 844-462-7747.
Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel Lending Team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel Lending Team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037, and DRE number 01869. 9452.
Are you a veteran, police officer, firefighter, doctor, nurse, or teacher? If so, you qualify as one of Ron Siegel's VIP heroes, and we have rewards up to $5,000 or $10,000 when you buy, sell, or refinance a home with one of the Ron Siegel Radio partners. As one of the heroes, real estate agents will rebate part of their commission, lending partners will give a credit at closing, the title company has special published rates, and many other service providers have incentives too. All you need to do is call Ron Siegel Radio at 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit VIPHeroProgram.com. Just think about what you will do with all the rebates and incentives from the partners of Ron Siegel Radio. Just call us at 800-306-1990 so we can show you our appreciation for your service.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. older Americans say Social Security is giving them wrong information. Does that surprise you? It's amazing. I mean, we've heard about it with veterans. Why wouldn't they do it with our seniors? It baffles me. But here's the issue, and I'm going to share this with you on the Word on Wealth segment. I tell you every morning you need a household board of directors. And the issue with the household board of directors is their job is to give you the guidance you need. Now, last year I was sharing with you that there was a method of getting some of your Social Security benefits based on a program called File and Defer. It was part of the Social Security process. Well, during that, remember when you hear about some of these major bills that go through Congress and nobody reads them because they're 1,000, 2,000 pages long? Well, here's what Congress did to you, or to our seniors actually. They basically changed the rules of Social Security through this 2,000-page budget bill, which nobody read, and obviously then nobody came out and discussed it because they pass it in the dead of night. It's usually 1 or 2 in the morning. This law passed in October and phases out the use of 2 different strategies within the Social Security system. Under the law, those already using the combined strategies can continue to do so, while those born after January 1st, 1954, you are out of luck. Yeah, that's right.
What are you doing?
Well, by and large, the confusion is over who aren't currently using the strategies but are entitled to do so if they act fast. Now, you can do this acting quickly. You've got to act before, I believe it's April 29th. And you've got to make sure that you get involved in the file and defer or file and hold programs. Now, I'm not an expert in Social Security. What I know is enough. Basically, I'm telling you this because I know more than your mom's next door neighbor. Your mom's next door neighbor knows nothing. In most instances. I shouldn't say knows nothing, but in most instances. Mom goes to the next door neighbor, asks the questions. I can share this with you because my own mother did the same thing. She went and asked my father-in-law while he was alive to give her guidance on Medicare. Now, my father-in-law had multiple sclerosis. My mom has no illnesses, yet they think they need the same, whatever that healthcare addendum insurance is. One size does not fit all. Social Security is the same way. One size does not fit all for Social Security. You need to talk to somebody who spends a lot of time understanding it. That would not be me. I understand these questions. I understand that the law has changed. I understand that you need to take action if you are a senior before April. That gives you 1 month. And I understand that Allison Ferguson does know the answers to these issues. That's what I know. And I also know that if you will text ATP to 79564, one of the area trusted professionals, part of your household board of directors, will help you or your mom or your grandma get the information that they need, because these laws, these rules are changing on a regular basis, and now they change them in the middle of the night when no one's watching. I love that. What's the young lady's name? I think she's from South Carolina. A relatively new congressperson. Her last name is Love. I don't know, Congresswoman Love. But she's put up a bill into Congress, or to go through the Congress. Mia Love is her name. And she basically has a bill going through Congress. I don't know whether it's going to pass or not, but it basically says you can only have one topic in any bill. That way the American people can follow this. Representing Utah's 4th District, a very, very interesting young lady. Follow her, Mia, M-I-A, Love. And it's basically so that things like this don't happen in the future. Interesting thought. That would be the Word on Wealth segment, again brought to you by your household board of directors, the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. So let's talk about our seniors, because actually talk about people in general. I guess we don't have to discriminate when we talk to you, Lisa.
No.
Right? I also don't have to be politically correct. But your company, Preferred Care?
Yes.
Got to make sure I get it right. Because I know the website I have wrong. It's Our Preferred Care is the website.
It's ourpreferredcare.com, yes.
Okay, gotta get that accurate there. So, but you don't only help seniors. It's predominantly taking care of seniors.
Well, yes, because they're the demographics that generally need care more often than others. But we can take care of, new mothers, anyone who has had a major
now, wait a
surgery
second.
or
As
illness.
an old father, a new mother, boy, if I could have found you, if I knew you when we had our kids,
yeah,
it would have saved me a lot. I could have hired your services, and I wouldn't have been getting in trouble all the time.
No, you would still have been in trouble.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We've never talked about new mothers before.
Yeah. Well, sometimes mothers, especially if they've been ill or on bed rest during their pregnancy, may not bounce back quite as quickly. And they may have exhausted all of their support system throughout their pregnancy, so that once that baby is born, they don't really have a lot of help. So,
and everybody wants to be with the baby instead of mom.
Right.
That's that postpartum problem.
And mom still sometimes needs help. Many women are absolutely astounding.
I would never say that a mom needs help, because that would really get me in serious trouble.
Some women are astounding at how quickly they recover from pregnancy and childbirth, but others just don't do that, especially if they have any underlying medical conditions. So, we're able to do that. We're able to help with, people our age who are having knee and hip replacements, which is becoming more and more common. Maybe someone who had had a bad accident on a motorcycle or a bicycle, even, who needs care and who is younger than us. So there are different areas that we can care for, but our seniors are the predominant population.
Well, it's interesting you bring up the people needing knee and hip replacement, because I hear it so frequently now that it's hard in our society. I kind of chuckle, and I'll because I do study politics and I get a little politically inclined. I was listening to John Kasich recently, and he made a comment, and the news has picked up on it, that when he got started in politics in the 70s, that women left the kitchen to come out and help him get elected into Congress. And I made the comment that I wish women were back in the kitchen, and it had nothing to do with the fact that of ability. I think that's a harder job than what most of us do. But our society would probably be better off if women were in the kitchen and home with the kids, as opposed to the two-income family. And now with families needing two incomes, when one of them needs to go in for, some sort of a surgery or a knee replacement, hip replacement, whatever, that means if one of the members of the family, that person is obviously down, if they need a caregiver, now the family's out of business completely. Mm-hmm. So it's great having a service that you can call on a short-term basis to get the help that individual might need, getting transportation even just to the doctor.
Absolutely, and that is the benefit, is, it can be a very short term. We can be called in for 1 day, for 1 week, for 1 month, for 1 year. There is no minimum time frame, because we need to adapt to whatever that family's true needs are, and that's what we do.
And what are the type of services that a home care service company can provide?
We can provide assistance with activities of daily living, so that's bathing, dressing, toileting, eating, anything in that is necessary for care. In the instrumental activities of daily living, those are the support ones, which are shopping and transportation and light housekeeping, meal preparation, meal planning. We can help with organizing. We can help go in and try to make some sense out of chaos in some people's lives and houses, because many of our seniors get to that point where chaos does ensue.
And nowadays we've got this. There's a lot of people. It used to be old age. We referred to some of our seniors as being old age. Then we would say, well, they're senile. And now we really have more of a diagnosis, understanding that there's a lot of cognitive issues that occur with our seniors. Why didn't we have this 30 years ago, 40 years ago? Well, the answer is pretty simple. 30, 40 years ago, we were living till we were 65 or 70 years old. Now we're living 85, 90 years old. Some of these issues are coming up. We're going to talk more with Lisa about cognitive issues and how some using a great caregiving service can be beneficial. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We'll talk about that when we come back. What to do a year before buying your first house. 57% of our homes recently sold were to first-time home buyers. Low inventory of real estate causes home prices to accelerate. Maybe you don't want to wait a year to buy a new house. You can reach me anytime, though. Call our off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. Connect with us, facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio, on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. And if you miss any part of any of our broadcasts, about 150,000 people a month watch the replays on YouTube, Ron Siegel, the numeral 1. Stay tuned. We will be back in just a few.
Is your credit score over 800? Are you living in the home of your dreams or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Are you purchasing or own a luxury home? If you're like so many others, your home is your largest asset and the mortgage is your largest debt. The Siegel lending team has some amazing financing opportunities right now. Jumbo loans up to $2 million, 30-year rates below 4%, 15-year rates near 3.5%, and if you can believe it, 7-year interest-only hybrids in low 3s. The Siegel lending team has all the options for your jumbo or second home loan requirements. Take advantage of them while you can. To learn more about all the other financing products available from the Siegel lending team, call 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL lendingteam.com. Again, call 1-800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender.
Southern California attorneys have over 15,000 real estate agents to call in Orange County for their personal and professional needs. Why do they overwhelmingly call Melinda Johnson? Simple. It's the Melinda Johnson trifecta. Melinda is an attorney, real estate broker, and realtor. Does your family deserve the same professional services California lawyers demand? Call Melinda Johnson at 714-863-5485. That's 714-863-5485. Or on the web at freedomfirstproperties.com. Are you a veteran, own a home, and need money? The Siegel lending team is here to help veterans refinance and get the money they need. The VA 100 lets you borrow up to 100% of your home's value, refinance your mortgages, consolidate credit cards, and lower your payments by an average of $700 a month. And the Siegel lending team knows that character means more than a credit score. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990. Rates subject to change without notice. Licensed by the California Department of Corporations, NMLS 21037 and DRE number 0186945.
37% of American homeowners believe they have over 20% equity in their homes. Fannie Mae tells us 69% of American homeowners have over 20% equity in their homes. Fully 1 in 3 American homeowners are not informed about the amount of equity they have in their homes. Are you one of them? How might this be holding you back from achieving your goals? Text RSR CMA to 79564 to get a property valuation from one of the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Again, to know how much your home is really worth, simply text RSR CMA to 79564.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Mortgage Minute today. Well, let's do the real-time real estate segment first because the Mortgage Minute's going to take us a little longer. And I want to hear more from Lisa and not me as much. Real-time real estate brought to you by the area trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. Low real estate inventory causing home prices to accelerate. The National Association of Realtors released their latest quarterly Metro Home Price Report earlier this month. The report revealed that home prices are not only continuing to rise, but the increases are accelerating. Lawrence Yoon, chief economist at that National Association of Realtors, discussed the impact of low inventory on buyers. I bet he's going to tell us supply and demand. What do you think? Here's a quote. Without a significant ramp up in new home construction, more homeowners listing their homes for sale, buyers are likely to see little relief in the form of slowing price growth in the months ahead, unquote. So quarter-over-quarter change in U.S. median home price, up 5.5% in the third quarter. That would be quarter 3 of 2014 to quarter 3 2015. 6.9% appreciation from quarter 4 of 2014 to quarter 4 of 2015. I've been sharing this with you right along. When we were looking at 3.9 months supply nationally of inventory of homes, 3.9 months supply of inventory. Southern California, we're between 2 and 3 months supply, a lot less than the national numbers. The prices have to go up because people are out there shopping. I just saw a report just a couple seconds ago come across the wire that we're at a 13-month low on mortgage rates. What do you think is going to happen? People are going to continue looking for homes, and you get multiple bids on the same property, and that ends up pushing the price up. That's just the way it works. It's called Supply and Demand Economics 101. That's the Real-Time Real Estate segment, again, brought to you by the area-trusted real estate professionals of Ron Siegel Radio. If you want to find out how much equity you have in your home, simply text PAIR, P-E-A-R, Professional Equity Analysis Review, to 79564, and one of the professionals will reach out to you and get you the equity value of your property. So we've been chatting with Lisa Lewis. Our Preferred Care is the name of the company. Our Preferred Care is the website. Lisa's company takes care of our seniors, takes care of folks that need a little bit of help, not from the people that need less help than I need. I mean, I need a lot of help, so they can't help in that sense. So if you're not as needy as me, Lisa's company is a great company to call. But we're getting ready to chat a little bit before the break about some of our seniors. They're living longer. Hopefully they're living better lives. And some of them, now we've defined what we used to just call senile, someone getting old. We've defined that now as having cognitive issues, problems. So what do you do about it? How do you take care of that senior who does have those cognitive issues? Call somebody like Lisa's company, right?
Yeah, and it's really interesting you brought up dementia or cognitive issues, because I posted a new article this morning on our Facebook page, which is Preferred Care for Seniors, and it is 8 lesser known reasons for dementia. So it's not always just just Alzheimer's or something in that field, but Parkinson's has a dementia component to it. Vascular disease can have a dementia component. So can Lewy body dementia, frontotemporal dementia. There's a lot of different things. Even Crutchfield-Jacob disease, which we know as mad cow disease, or that's the more common part of it, and that is a dementia disease. So dementia comes in lots of different ways, but as we do get older, our population is older, it's more and more transparent to us that our seniors are starting to have problems.
And the issue there is, it's a combination, it's a quality of life issue, and I talk to seniors all the time. The two biggest issues that come up with seniors, and I don't know if you've had this yourself, but the two biggest, hands down, that I hear from seniors is, number one, they worry about finances, and secondly, they want to be independent. Just two major issues. And one of the nice things about having services like Lisa's company is the senior gets to be independent. They're not dependent. They don't mind hiring somebody to help them with some of the things they need. They don't want to have to call their kids and grandkids to do it. Do you find the same thing?
Yes. some seniors don't want anybody in their lives, regardless. However, we're the lesser of the evils because at least this way they get to maintain their independence somewhat safely. They get to stay in their own home, but they
that's a big issue also,
it's
staying in the home.
Huge.
From both their mental standpoint and their health. There are studies that I've seen that seniors are healthier when they stay home.
Well, and they are, because they're less. They're not exposed to so many germs as well. I mean, from a very basic level.
Sure.
They just don't interact with that many people. But you throw them into a communal living type of a situation, and all of a sudden now you've got to think about that too.
Interesting. So now we still have we don't have to hire somebody full time to stay with the senior.
No.
It's just as needed.
Yes. And some people need someone there every morning to make sure that they get up, they eat breakfast, and they take their morning medications so that they are set up for success for their day. Other people need somebody there more hours during the day because they need closer supervision because maybe they're not making really good decisions any longer. But they may not need any real care. They just need somebody to occupy their time so that they're not out there, out in the world doing things maybe that they shouldn't be doing.
And the other part of it is one of the things that I'm a fan of, because you need to understand, and I can only speak from experience. I've experienced dementia with my dad. Actually, Parkinsonism is the diagnosis, and so you'll know, I'm not a doctor, so I don't play one on TV even. They don't really know. They don't know Parkinsonism, dementia, Alzheimer's, all those things. They all guess. All the doctors guess at that, and they'll tell you. Most of them will tell you. The only time they can really tell you for sure what it is with an autopsy. So we're kind of guessing within that arena. The issue is there are a lot of commonalities, and one of the things I've seen firsthand is when the seniors don't want to believe that they have it. Even if they know they have it, they don't want to admit to it. And one of the common things I've seen is they look at the caregiver, and it could be the son, the daughter, or a professional caregiver from a service. And when they forget something, they forget, the commercial on TV is a great one. They forget where their keys are, and automatically somebody took them. One of the things that you need to understand with this is it can be you as the child who are the one that they're accusing, or it can be a third party. Either way, it doesn't matter. When you go to a company, as opposed to just trying to find somebody off the street, they understand those issues and can help you as the child of, or the relative of, or friend of that affected person. They can help you work through those issues and understand what's coming, and maybe even make some changes in personnel. Talk about that a little bit, Lisa. The concept there of your caregivers are all licensed and bonded, and they go through a screening process, but that doesn't stop the senior from thinking that something odd is going on.
Absolutely. Our seniors know what they know. But they don't know what they don't know, or what they don't remember. So they know that something is missing because they simply can't find it. Now that item may not have existed for many, many, many years, depending upon how at the level of their cognitive issues, but they just know that they can't find something that they are now fixated on, and along with dementia becomes that fixation on something. So they may get very upset, they may get very angry, they may get it may become aggressive or antagonistic. But regardless, I mean, it's a real big problem for them. Now, we can go in, we'll always listen to what they say. We will always investigate it. We will always speak with family members and friends. and never once has there been any validity to, somebody having stolen something, in all of the years I've been doing this. Never. However,
but it's
the
good
senior
to know
still,
that it's coming.
Yes, but the senior still believes it. So
Right.
we can never put that caregiver back in there again. We just plain old can't. It has to be somebody else. But we've got more caregivers that we can put into place. If you go and you hire somebody off the street who has not had a background check, who has not been vetted, who is not being supervised, something like that happens, there's nobody in there to try and manage this problem and help the family with it and help the senior, and to be able to immediately put another caregiver in, because there is no backup plan here.
That's a beautiful comment right there as well, because right now, I don't know about you, but a lot of us have been going through the colds and flu season right now. And what do you do with that senior? They still need care even if the caregiver gets sick. A service solves that problem for you. And that's why I'm a big proponent of a great service to help you with it. We'll talk more about that when we come back. You're listening to Ron Siegel Radio, discussing your real estate, current events, and the financial markets. We'll also talk about the things you need to do a year before buying a new house. Reach me anytime. Call the off-air number, 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or RonSiegelRadio.com. Connect with us, Facebook.com/Ron Siegel Radio. And on Twitter, @Ron Siegel. Stay tuned. We'll be back in just a few.
Are you living in the home of your dreams, or simply where you think you can afford? Are you earning a safe, secure 10+% return on your investments? Is your credit score over 800? If the answer to any of these questions is no, what are you doing about it? Text ATP to 79564. Complete a 3-minute complimentary survey, and the area trusted professionals of Ron Siegel Radio will reach out to you to develop a success strategy for you. Again, all you need to do is text ATP to 79564.
Do you have a loved one who wants to stay in their home, but you have health concerns about it? The Preferred Care team understands the challenges of caring for your loved ones. Their goal is to keep seniors as independent as possible while maintaining their health, safety, and overall well-being. Whether you need just a few hours a week or 24-hour care, Preferred Care caregivers are trained to meet your needs. Call Preferred Care at 714-696-9150. That's 714-696-9150. Or visit preferredcare.com.
Homeowners that are 62 and older are about to find out a great way to live a better retirement. It's called a reverse mortgage, and SLT can help you learn more. Call the Siegel Lending Team at 800-306-1990 right now to receive your free booklet with no obligation. It answers questions like how a reverse mortgage works, how much you qualify for, the ways to receive your money, and more. When you call the experts at Siegel Lending Team today, you'll learn the benefits of a government-insured reverse mortgage, how it will eliminate your monthly mortgage payments, and give you tax-free cash from the equity in your home. Here's the best part. You still own your home. Now is the best time to take control of your retirement. Call 800-306-1990. That's 800-306-1990 to get your free brochure. Call today or visit our website at SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com, or simply call 800-306-1990.
Are you currently renting a home? Do you like paying someone else's mortgage payment? Why not explore the options to purchase your own home? Can you imagine a 30-year fixed-rate loan below 4.25% APR? This means with $10,500, you can purchase a $295,000 home and have a principal and interest payment of about $1,400 per month. What are you paying in rent? Does your family deserve the opportunity to take advantage of the current market? To learn more about these exciting opportunities, the Siegel Lending Team is standing by to speak with you. Call now, 1-800-306-1990. That's 1-800-306-1990. Or visit SiegelLendingTeam.com. That's SIEGEL LendingTeam.com. Or 1-800-306-1990. Rate subject to change without notice. Licensed by NMLS ID 217037 and 145502. Equal housing lender. Not endorsed or sponsored by any government agency.
Credit problems stopping you from getting your next car? No one can promise you an approval, but at North County Ford and Vista, they work hard to get you approved. North County Ford and Vista. You can count on them.
You're listening to Ron Siegel's Home and Finance Show with local and national expert Ron Siegel. Now, here's Ron.
Welcome back to Ron Siegel Radio. Within every market, there are solutions as well as tremendous opportunities. You just need some trusted guidance. That's my message, and as your consumer advocate, I will be delivering it every day on Ron Siegel Radio or anytime at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990. Mortgage Minute today being brought to you by our friends at VIP Mortgage. They've got every mortgage product you might need, all the way from a basic FHA loan, which is about as basic as they get, especially for first-time home buyers, all the way up to the very complex discussion of 1 day out of short sale, 1 day out of bankruptcy, 1 day out of foreclosure. All those products, they are back, they are available. And our friends at VIP Mortgage have them. All you need to do is give me a call, and I would be happy to put you in touch with somebody over there to help you with them. What do you do to get ready to buy your first house? That's a key question that I hear on a regular basis. How do I prepare for that first house? Well, I say that it's probably, if you can. Now, first thing I want to share with you is if you have any way of beg, borrow, plead, beg, did I say beg? Any of those to get enough money to buy a house, do it as quickly as possible. If you need to put together a game plan, 12 months out, start checking your credit. Get a copy of your credit report. Determine what needs to be dealt with. There's always errors on every credit report. Determine how much you can afford. Ideally, the lenders are going to look for a number 43% or less of your gross income, and that's after you add your car payments, student loan payments, all these, any payment you have, 43% or less. Yes, you can go higher than that, but that's a good number. What kind of down payment? 20% is not required. 3.5% if you're a veteran, nothing down. 9 months out, prioritize what you most want in a new home. Research neighborhoods, start visiting open houses that are in your budget. Budget for miscellaneous home buying expenses. 6 months out, start working on your paperwork, W-2, tax returns, pay stubs, credit cards, bank statements, addresses, brokerage accounts, asset accounts, retirement accounts. And then you can also start looking at realtors and lenders. I can put you in touch with both of those areas and help you out there. 3 months out, get pre-approved for your loan. Start shopping for a new house. 2 months out, you're going to make an offer on a new home. Get the home inspection. In the last month, you're going to triple check all of your financial documents. Dealing with insurance companies, again, we can help you with your household board of directors there. Doing the final walkthrough, get ready for that wire transfer, and then guess what? You are a homeowner. That is the Mortgage Minute. Again, brought to you by our friends over at VIP Mortgage. Continuing our conversation this morning, we are chatting with Lisa Lewis. Preferred Care is the name of the company. What's the Facebook page, Lisa?
It is Preferred Care for Seniors.
Preferred Care for Seniors. That's a Facebook page. Now, Lisa gets involved in a lot of different things, so be aware that there's a ton there. Great information. You're just saying you posted an article about some of the, was it that you just shared that, I should have looked it up during the break, but I didn't. But about, for dementia items?
Yeah, it was just 8 of the lesser known causes of dementia. And it was an article, I believe, out of...
8 types of dementia not often discussed from the ALZjourney.com. I'm quick on the, those of you watching us, and now you know that I actually play on Facebook while we're on radio. But one of the things we were talking about during the break, Lisa, was the idea that the difference between why you want to go to a great company that's got a reputation, right? And the idea that, you know, especially as you start getting into some of the cognitive issues, it's not uncommon for a senior to tell their child, you know, the caregiver didn't show up today. Mm-hmm. How do you prevent those issues?
Well, with our company specifically, we have a remote clock-in procedure. So when our caregiver arrives at the home of that senior that they're taking care of, they use the senior's phone in that house to call in and clock out. So they can't clock in from their cell phones. They actually physically have to be at the property to be able to do that. So that is a safeguard. And then for us, if nobody clocks in within 5 minutes, our phones start going haywire with text messages and emails that say, so-and-so missed their clock in. And most of the time, it's simply that they got, stuck at a red light someplace, or when they walked in, the senior needed something immediately and they weren't able to clock in. So that is our safeguard for knowing that the person is there when they're supposed to be there.
And the other thought that this time of year, a lot of people are getting sick, and you certainly don't want to expose your loved one to me being having a runny nose right now.
And our caregivers know that if they even suspect that they are sick, that they need to let us know so that we can schedule somebody else to be with their client that day. One
of the things I love when you and I chat about this, Lisa, and I always want to bring this up because in this day and age, right or wrong, we have a lot of information. Mm-hmm. Right? We can go online and check out almost anything. We can diagnose anything. And we are more responsible today for our own medical care than ever in my lifetime that I can remember. Now, it used to be when I was younger, you have something wrong with you, you go to the doctor, they tell you what's wrong, they tell you what to do about it. And the doctor was the all-knowing. Now I speak to doctors on a regular basis, and they get questioned a lot more than they used to. And people come in with a self-diagnosis. Sometimes they're right, sometimes they're wrong. And the doctors are able to deal with that. With us being more responsible for that, you have a senior with a cognitive issue, and I just don't have the time to go to every doctor's appointment. Mm-hmm. Right? The caregiver can take the senior, and I'm assuming that there's some sort of HIPAA regulations that have to be followed, but the caregiver can turn on a phone on either FaceTime or speakerphone, and you can actually be right there with your loved one, kind of asking questions of the doctor that you want to.
Right. We just have to have the doctor's permission. Most doctors will allow it, but occasionally we'll get a doctor that just says absolutely no way. And it's their choice. It is. It has to be. But most doctors will work with us on that because they understand the constraints. They want what's best for their patient.
Sure.
And many times what's best for their patient is not having the conversation with that patient, but with that patient's adult child who can ensure that whatever the doctor's talking about actually gets followed up on.
So so I'm glad you brought that up then. So what it really means is we've got to have that conversation. One time when we go with mom or grandma, mm-hmm. we need to have that conversation with the doctor. Is this acceptable?
Right.
And that way you have that understanding ahead of time. Can I send a caregiver instead of me and put this on a speakerphone?
Mm-hmm. Right. And I encourage the adult children, if you have a concern, if your doctor doesn't, if you don't have the medical authorization to speak to the doctor or the doctor to speak to you, he can't give you answers to your questions. But if you have concerns and you know your mom's going to the doctor and what that doctor's name is, call ahead of time, write out your concerns and send a fax in and say, look, I know my mom's coming in to visit you and I am seeing this, and this, and I have grave concerns over what's happening with her. So even if she doesn't bring them up, I need you to address these and work them into that appointment.
That's a great guidance right there, is because one of the things, if you go in prepared, and some people write them down, some people just put them on it. I know when my dad was going through this, we used to my mom kept a list of questions right on her smartphone. Mm-hmm. Right? And just think about some of these different issues. There's a lot in technology. If you haven't gone through it, you don't know about it. Talk to your parents. I know a lot of you are young people, but you've still got loved ones. You've still got parents and grandparents, and they don't think of like you and I do. They're not the tech. I call myself a tech nerd. You may refer to the same way to yourself. But think about your technology. They don't think about paying notes. I mean, you could be at a restaurant and write down a note on your smartphone. I need to talk to Dr. Jones about X. And it's just another method of enhancing the care for seniors. I'm going to also share with you that Lisa and her company, they're a great resource for a lot of other areas, elder care attorneys, and a lot of these different issues. It's not just a matter of taking care of the senior.
No, it's not, because through the course of caring for our seniors, we, they need a lot of different things. So we've really built such a strong network of support. You know, your area trusted professionals. Well, it's the same thing with us. These are the people who we know we can go to who will take really great care of our clients and their families. As good a care as we are taking.
Absolutely. Great information. If you want to meet Lisa, give me a call. And remember to set that first radio preset button to come back here every day to join Ron Siegel Radio, where we only speak about items affecting your house and your bank account. Thanks to all of our sponsors. That's all for Ron Siegel Radio. Again, if you have any questions or to meet any of our guests, call me at 800-306-1990, 800-306-1990, or ronsiegelradio.com. And remember, make a lot of money, help a lot of people, have a lot of fun, have a great day. We'll talk to you next time on Ron Siegel Radio.
XLPA News 700 AM Kita Bata Liponot.
You're listening to ESPN Radio 1700.